Welcome once again to A2 level, and if you haven't watched the A1 level, if you haven't finished the videos of A1 level, please go back and first watch the A1 levels because to help you to adapt and know exactly where we are heading and why we are heading there. The first lesson of A2, which is asking questions in English, where we're going to learn the question forms. Question forms. Why are questions important first? You need to know why are questions important first. We ask questions to get information, start conversations, clarify something, and mostly any question starts with these question starters. When we say question starters, we have what, where, when, why, who, how, which, did, are, is, can, and many others. Let's see the structure of a question. We have what we call the object question. We are going to learn in the next lesson what is an object question, but here simply as a short introduction, object question is a question we ask when we want to know the receiver of an action. We have a WH. Simply here you can see we have a WH. This is the question starter which starts with WH or which has WH. That's to say like who, why, when, what, how, like that. Plus auxiliary. These auxiliaries we have do, does, did, is, are, was, were, depends on the present or past auxiliary depending to the tense you want to ask your question. Subject, then verb, then object. Let's see the first question, which is WH question. An example we have, what do you like? You see that it follows the structure of WH, auxiliary, subject, verb, object. And simply WH question is a question we ask when we are seeking for information. We are going to go into deep in the next slides. When we want to get or ask for information. And we have what we call the yes no question. This is a question we ask when we want the answer to be yes or no. In this case, the structure changes to, or we remove this time when we are on yes no question. For yes no question, we remove this. Let me try to highlight. We remove the WH. We take it off. Take it off. Remove it. Then we stay with auxiliary, subject, verb, plus object if you want to. That is the one we call the yes no question. The answer is supposed to be yes or the answer is supposed to be no. For example, I can say, do you like pizza? You're going to tell me yes I do or no I don't. There is another we call the be verb question. Remember the be verb question, we learned it like it was the first lesson of A1 when we were learning the present simple forms of to be, is, are, how we used it. We used is, are plus subject plus noun or adjective. That's what we call the be verb question. So the structure, as you can see here, we have WH, do, does, subject, base verb. The base verb means the verb without change. And when we go to the yes no question, we have do, does, subject, V1. Is, are, subject. Here you can add an object. No, the object you add in here, the one we add here, we add noun as an object, noun, or even you add what you call the adjective. You add noun or adjective. If you say, are you a teacher? This teacher is here as a noun. Let's see example comparisons. Do or does comes before the subject in question. Is are changes position when the subject changes position, interchanges each other. When, for example, you have a statement like you live in Kigali, the question is, do you live in Kigali? Remember, we say do or does plus subject plus V1 plus object. And remember, we use, let me write it somewhere around here. Let me try to see where I can write it. Yes, let me use a black one. We use do, auxiliary do is used on subjects like I, you, we, and they. Yes, and they. That's when we use auxiliary do. When we say auxiliary does, the one auxiliary does, we use this auxiliary does when we talk about he, we talk about she, he, she, and last is it. Yes, that's how we use the auxiliaries, the auxiliary do or does. So here I have do, you live in Kigali. I use do because you falls in these subjects which uses do. She is your sister. I said here like is are changes position with the subject. Means like when you're going to form a question, we change the subject changes with the auxiliary verb to be, which is. Let me show you what I'm saying or what I'm talking about. I'm saying that she changes position with the auxiliary verb to be. They change position like this. Hence we say, is your sister, is she your sister? Sorry, is she your sister? And the same happens here. We say that subject and auxiliary verb to be changes the position. So we say, are they studying? You see how we formulated the B question. That's example question like the B question. And when we go to this, here we use the do because we had you. Here he plays football. Does he play football? Remember, we said that we use does on he, she, it, which is the reason here we have does he. See the be verb in question. We have am I late? Is he from Rwanda? Are they in class? The be verb is are don't need do or does in a question. You see in all these questions, we don't have do, we don't have does. It's not necessary to be there because we are using auxiliary verb to be. How about using do or does now? Yes, as I said previously, I, you, we, they, we use do. He, she, it, we use does. Do you like coffee? Does she work here? Do you like music? Does he study every day? Let's see the WH question overviews. Like, let's see the WH question words. What? We use what when we ask about things or object. Where is for place. When is for time. Who is for people or person. Person is singular, people when it is plural. Why is for reason. How is for manner or method or way, which is for choice. What do you like? Where do you live? When do you go to bed? Who teaches you English? Why are you late? How do you study English? Which book do you want? When you say the WH, the structure for the subject question is a question we ask when we want to know who is the doer of the action. Who is the doer? Remember I said object question, they talk about who is the receiver of the action, and subject, who is the doer of the action. WH word, this WH word when we are in subject question, it is either who or what, only who or what. That's the WH we use here. When we reach on what we call the subject questions, keep that in mind. We use who. If it is not who, I use what. Only these two. Yes. Who or what. Only these two are the ones we use when we are asking a subject question. Who or what plus verb plus object. No auxiliary. Don't put do, don't use does. Who teaches you English? Don't say who does teach you, who do teaches you. No. Because this who is replacing the auxiliary do or does. Who helps you every day? No do, no does, no did, because WH is the subject. Object question, as I was saying, we use WH plus do plus does or did. If we use do or does, this is a present. When we use did, it is past. And again, this WH word here we have in object question. It is what? It is either what or it is who. As simple as that. It is either what or who. Then plus subject plus verb. Who do you help every day? What does he study? Where did they go yesterday? Remember I said that when we are in subject question, we are looking on the doer of the action. When we are in object question, we are looking on now the receiver of the action. Who do you help? Means like who receives your help? Prepositional question, and in the second lesson we are going to go deeper into these three types of questions. Move the preposition at the end. In prepositional question we put the preposition at the end. If you take a clear look here, we have the prepositions here at the end. Let me try to highlight it so that you can be able to clearly see it. We have preposition here. Even here we have a preposition. Even here we have a preposition, which means that when we reach into what we call the prepositional question, we put prepositions at the end. Who are you talking to? What are you looking for? Where are they from? We also say with whom are you talking, or to whom are you talking, and who are you talking to? Look, when we say who are you talking to or and with whom are you talking, they are the same. But this one, the second strategy of putting the preposition at the start is way more formal. It is not modern. The modern English, we like to put it last. Simply we put it at the end. We say, who are you talking to? Kind of. Let's see a yes/no question now, the practice. Does she like reading? What is the answer? Remember the structure is do or does plus subject, do or does plus subject plus verb. Yeah. Then guess the answer. Number one, what do you think is going to be the answer? We have dash dash, you like reading, dash dash, she, your friend, dash dash, they coming to class today, dash dash, he study hard, dash dash, you tired. Remember, we are going to, in yes no question, we can have yes no question using auxiliary plus subject plus verb, and that auxiliary can be do or does or did. It could also be the forms of verb to be in present and in past. So simply here, do you like reading? Is she your friend? Are they? Did they? No. When I said did they come, and here we don't have come, we don't have V1, we have a continuous. What do you think we are going to put here? Are they coming to class today? We shall learn that in the coming lessons when we reach on present continuous. Does he study hard? Are you tired? WH question practices, fill in with the WH. Dash dash, do you get up in the morning? Dash dash teaches you English. Dash dash, are you smiling? Dash dash is sitting next to you. Dash dash book do you prefer? Let's fill in the answers quick. When do you get up in the morning? Who teaches you English? Why are you smiling? Who is sitting next to you? Which book do you prefer? Remember, we use which when it is a choice, when we are making choice. This is the last quiz as we end the session of today. Choose the correct question. We have A categories in A and categories in B. For each question, one here choose if it is A or B. Which one is correct? Which one is correct between why you are sad and why are you sad? Does he like music? Does he likes music? Does he like music? Who you call every day? Who do you call every day? What time she finishes work? What time does she finish work? Are you enjoying this lesson? Are you enjoying this lesson? Let's go. The first one. Their answer is why are you sad? The second is does he like music? Because here we had to put S, and remember we can't put S when we also have auxiliary does. How about number 3? Who do you call every day? Remember, it is an object question. We want to know who receives the action you do of calling. And the structure is WH plus auxiliary do does plus subject plus V1. And here it is not true because there is no auxiliary do. And how about number 4? The right answer is what time does she finish work? Number 5, which one is right? Are you enjoying this lesson? Is the correct answer. So thank you so much for having been with me through this session. I hope to see you in the next lesson.